My name's Amanda Lefebvre. I'm from outside of Chicago, the suburbs, and my emphasis is in structures within civil engineering. The point I decided to be a civil engineer was probably freshman year, after getting a better understanding of some of the projects that civil engineers can work on. My mom was actually a civil engineering graduate from Purdue University, so I tried really hard not to be a civil engineer at Purdue, but it ended up working out that way, and proud to be a Boilermaker. Something I didn't know about civil engineering before coming to Purdue was how many different industries and different emphasis areas that there were in civil engineering. A lot of people think that it's just designing bridges, things like that, roads. However, there were so many different opportunities that I had. For example, sophomore year, my internship was working at Newport News Shipbuilding, where I was working on aircraft carriers and submarines, and that's kind of something that I wouldn't have known was an opportunity to me before pursuing a degree in civil engineering at Purdue. So I chose Purdue because I knew that no matter what discipline of engineering that I would be going into, they're all top ranked, and there's flexibility for me to change my mind if I became interested in something else within engineering. My career aspirations would probably to become a project manager on large-scale projects, large structural projects. Not necessarily sure what kinds of structures there would be, but that's kind of why I chose structures, in the aspect that maybe it would be working on skyscrapers and stadiums, but maybe it's something else. My most favorite memory, favorite involvement, best memory, any involvement that I had with Engineers Without Borders at Purdue. I started as a freshman. We adopted a partnership in Bolivia, working on a water project. I ended up becoming chapter president for a year and a half, interacting with those community partners, and I actually got to travel to that community. The summer after my sophomore year, we were partnering with a small community about 3 hours outside of La Paz, which is at 14,000 feet, very high, not a lot of oxygen, but it was a water distribution project to a community that was very spread out. So my job while I was there was surveying, so that experience within my classes at Purdue enabled me to better understand what I was doing while in country. And so we spent a week there on this assessment trip to gather data so that we could come back to Purdue to start working more on a detailed design. Receiving scholarships helped me because it lifted a part of the weight off of my shoulders of the stresses of being a college student, trying to make grades, but also worrying about the finances of being able to do that. So receiving scholarships in that way has been a stress reliever. So something that I wouldn't have been able to do without scholarship support would have been those involvements in things like Engineers Without Borders, being able to actually travel to the project that I was working on. So if I was at a table with donors right now, I would say thank you. I would thank them for investing in my education and my future, because I've really been trying to make the most of the opportunity to be able to get an education in civil engineering at Purdue. Boiler up.